This is part 2. You need to watch part 1, but they said they're bringing in some kind of emotional fulfillment for you. Okay. It is going to be some kind of union or some kind of business or something working together. It's going to come in and it's going to bring in new money with it. Okay. New opportunities with it, they just said as well. So, being guided to use 2 decks at once. These are 2 different kinds of oracle decks on relationships. So, they said you got a bunch coming in, okay, but you want to focus on the relationship side of it. So, let's see what they're saying. You have someone who has a secret crush. Oh, you got 2 people in your energy. You have someone who has a secret crush and wants a relationship with you. But you have somebody who thought you were just a hookup. And they're saying they don't care. They don't feel guilty over how they treated you. Their ego is too big to care. So you've got 2. Okay. The second person has ghosted you. And they were... I'm reading for 2. The first one is not an ex-lover, okay? The one that's a secret crush. The other one ghosted you. So you're getting a little bit of compare and contrast with what's coming in for you. You're going to be able to see, like, if this person was fully mature, fully healed, fully capable of loving, this is what they would be like, okay? You're at a crossroads. See, I said it before the card came out. Yes! Okay? You're at a crossroads. You're at a point, and you will be at a point for a while, where you're going to be comparing this prior person to a new person. And you're going to see, you're actually going to see in physical life what would have happened if this person was actually committed to you. Your past person had been committed to you. Okay? And you're going to see what it's like with this new love who will treat you correctly. You're going to have a chance to actually surrender to this person, to this new person. Give me more. Give me more. Okay, the new person, not a karmic. They're going to be good for you. They're going to bring in blessings. They're going to bring in abundance for you. They're going to help pull in your manifestations because they're on the same caliber as you. Okay? They will never think that you're too much to handle. They will never be the one to be like, oh, your emotions are too much, you think too much, you have too much anxiety. And this goes for both sides. This is not one gender over the other. This is compare and contrast between what you've seen and felt and what's coming in. Okay? On the other side, the other person, the ex, made you feel like you were tied down, or you felt like you were dying a little bit on the inside. Okay? And you were very passionate with the past person, but they didn't share that. And they were willing to walk away. Okay? Tell me more for this compare and contrast of the 2 lovers. So the old person might have legal issues, or you might be like in divorce court with them, child support. The new person will never be like that. That's never going to... Legal issues came in the reverse. They will never have legal issues. Based on their current past behaviors, the trajectory they're on, the path they've set for themselves, legal issues won't be an issue for this new person. That's not going to be something you have to think about. You don't have to put aside money for an attorney. This person, your new person coming in, is not the type to do pettiness or unforgiveness or hold grudges. Okay, that's just not how they are. But your old person said you were too difficult to handle. And they're not coming out like, so as I'm pulling the cards, I'm saying which one I'm talking about. So like, I know a minute ago I said the new person would never say you're too much, and then the other card came out for the other side on the second, a few minutes later. Yeah, the old person kind of sometimes made you feel like you were a third party. That could be saying that you were, always playing second fiddle to a family or to work or to something like that. They also were a snake. Oh, I was right. They came out together. Third party and family. So it came out like this, and I didn't see the family. They're not going to make you... The old person made you feel like you played third party to a family member. So this person in the past. They also lied a lot. They were deceptive. They hid you. Okay? Quite possibly the ex had addiction problems. And they... the ex refused to communicate. They also pretended like you were living separate lives. They didn't want to acknowledge you. They didn't want you around them. And obviously, the ex has quite a few childhood things. This new person, though, the card with the picture says fear. The other one says, I feel unworthy of having love in my life. I feel miserable and alone. They're afraid of loving too hard. They're afraid that whatever they give out won't be returned. And they're afraid of losing you. They're worried about the future, the mystery of it all, the uncertainty of it. But it's not in a sense like they have abandoned you or they've left this idea. It's nothing like that. It's just they're unsure. Anything else regarding these two people? You're going to get some kind of communication from both. Both of them want to know where you stand with them. For the ex, they want to know, do you really want to break up? Or are we past reconciliation? Or do you really want to break up? The other side also is worrying that they're wondering, how do you feel about them? What do you think about them? I did just get confirmation the new person does not have the addictions that the first person has. The new person thinks about you late at night. When the room is quiet, when the life is quiet, when they're steady, and everything's, they're about ready to fall asleep. You're the last thought on their mind. I think they're getting ready to come in. That's why you're about to get some communication from them. Confirm that, please. Is this new person coming in, or are they standing in fear? Divine timing as they're working through anxiety. Trust the divine timing. Okay? That's not saying they're not coming in, but that's a very strong not quite yet. Okay? You really want this person to work through their anxiety and their fears before they start trying to have a relationship with you, because you don't want them pulling that in with the relationship. Now, I know you can handle it. We all have issues. We all, have things that we bring into a new relationship. But in this particular one, their anxiety is pushing them away. So you want them to deal with that before they attempt a relationship with you, because you don't want them to eventually say, I can't give you what you want or need. I'm sorry. You don't want them saying that. This new person who's thinking about you, they need to find their own courage to come forward. Okay? Their anxiety is really, really high. That says, I have lost all control of my life. I keep messing up. Their anxiety is so high, they would not be able to currently handle a new relationship because they're so consumed with this anxiety. So they need to figure out why the anxiety is so strong. At this moment, if they reached out, they're not ready. But they won't regret reaching out if they do reach out. And you won't. It just means take it slower. But I'm also hearing they will regret if they don't send that text message. So if they talk themselves out of it, they will regret. They will regret not reaching out. Okay, so Spirit is saying this is actually a really good connection for you. But you gotta let it play out. You gotta let the healing happen. They're in the middle of their spiritual awakening. They're actually probably halfway to 3/4 through it, and you're a little bit farther along than they are. Okay, so that's kind of your message for tonight. You're at a crossroads. On one side, don't go back. Don't reconcile. They're not worth it. They ain't changing. On the other side, you've got someone, you know someone's coming in, or you've already met them, and they have to work through the last little bit of their healing before a relationship is a good idea. So it might be delayed. But the second energy, the one that you thought of second, when I was like, this one could be a good one, that one's going to be a good one. Okay? Just give them time. Spirit said divine timing. In divine timing, communication will start, things will start happening while you're spending time together, and it's going to be pretty good for you. Okay? Now, that one is dependent on the other person being willing to make the changes in their life. And that person's a really good person. They've just been hurt a lot. Okay? So that's your relationship reading for today. I hope it helps. Let me know in the comments if you already know that new love. If you have an idea, if you have an energy signal on someone that you're like, I think I know who this is. You're right, they're a good person. Let me know who it is in the comments. Okay? If you want a personal, I do have personal options in my bio. Feel free to reach out there, and I'll see you in the next one.